Hi guys, thanks for joining Sunday Night Worship this week. This week I just want to give a brief message of something that I learned in church today and the message that we talked about in church. So I'm going to be reading from 1 John, and the verses that I'm going to be reading are 1 John 2:15 through 17. And the title is A Warning About the World. Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For everything in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride in one's possessions is not from the Father, but it is from the world. And the world with its lust is passing away, but the one who does the will of God remains forever. I just wanted to read a short Bible study that my Bible has on this chapter and on these verses, and the title is Promises That Will Remain. Over coffee and croissants overseas, I listened to my new European friend talk about the U.S. Together, we laughed over the stereotypes of Americans, but quietly my little heart protested. After all, the people I love most and hold dearest are among those Americans. I'm one of these Americans. The thread that tied me to my family and friends at home is strong, but despite our national foibles, the States are my home. When I read this passage in 1 John, immediately I shrunk back and mildly peep, but I love this world. It is where all my favorites live. I'm crazy for the mess of small-town fall festivals, the scent of fresh new dresses from fancy stores, and the secret glee that comes from winning at a game of cards. I love the world. I am neck-deep in TV shows and baby clothes. What does John mean, do not love the world or the things of this world? The world, intrinsically speaking, is good. God himself declared it good in Genesis 1, verse 31. So John isn't questioning the beauty of a sunset, but rather the things of this world that pull our affections away from God. For everything in the world is not from the Father, but it is from the world. 1 John 2, verse 16. He goes on to list the three categories belonging to the world according to the inclination of our own hearts. The lust of the flesh. Do we indulge our bodies with food, drink, touch, and comfort? Are we seeking luxury over knowing Christ? The lust of the eyes. Do our minds crave worldly extravagance and grandeur? Do our ears strain for applause and accolades? The pride of one's possessions. Do our eyes rove for treasures, possessions, and delights? Do we covet the trinkets of this world? My answer to all these questions is yes, 1,000 times yes. Give me those tacos, massage my feet, give me a robot butler, and bring down the house with your applause. We're all enticed by the comforts of this world, but John is teaching us that all of these delights belong to the world, and the world is passing away. We shouldn't tie ourselves to a ship that's sinking. Instead, we should tie ourselves to the anchor who's pulling us heavenward. We should reserve our deepest affections for God, rather than throw them away on ice cream cones and iPhones. The world seems so readily available to us. And come Easter Sunday, it's easy enough to find ourselves distracted, singing enthusiastically over a pretty new dress, rather than genuinely praising the risen Christ. But the love of the Lord is infinite and lasts forever. The Spirit's peace never fails us. And while this world and its trappings are passing away, our hope in Christ's promises is secure. He is our real treasure and our very great reward. So that just really resonated with me and encouraged me to think more about my actions and to focus on God more than I focus on this world and the things of this world. And I hope that it can serve as a challenge to you guys this week as well, and focusing our minds on Christ rather than this world. Thanks for listening, and I hope you guys have a great week.